Oh, there he is.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. Are we
We are
missing
currently live. Yeah, we're missing a couple people. But I am just going to autopilot them because they should be here. Although, actually, Binder technically said he wasn't going to be here this week, so he gets a free pass. And Ben might actually not know that we started at 7. Organization, hooray! So I am Will, better known on the interwebs as the Toad Coder. Why don't each of you introduce yourself?
I am Stump, or Todd. I really don't have a presence on the internet. I don't Twitter or any of that stuff, but I am playing Eldon, a gnomish rogue.
um uh I'm wrong? Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I just woke up.
Hello, just woke up.
uh, um
This is the
used to
perfect
stream a
state to be
lot.
in.
Yeah, I used to stream a lot, and then I did too much of everything, all the time, and burnt myself out, and I'm still getting back.
And now there is a
I can't
Ral-shaped
think.
hole in our hearts. So
What
tell
shape
us
is
about
too
who you're
round currently?
playing, Ral.
Um, I did not even begin to think of making a summary. And I'm trying to figure out how can I summarize that 3 pages I ended up writing.
Name, race, class.
I forgot the last two. That her name.
You're a high elf paladin.
Yes, that thing. Yeah. Is that
Yes.
thing.
Ral is playing Rally Terrain, the high elf paladin and artisan enchanter.
I'm so creative with names.
Okay, let me make sure the camera's set up correctly.
Yeah, this is a lovely first impression I'm making. This is what happens when an unintentional nap occurs.
And don't worry, it's better than the last 2 times I tried to start the game.
Around noon, I was I feel a bit tired. I think it was noon. When was it I was talking to you? Oh no, it was 2. I guess around 2.
Yeah, I took a little nap, and I didn't feel too much better, but F it, we'll do it live. Okay, so we begin in Baldur's Gate, a city on the Midwestern Sword Coast. We open on a scene on the docks. It is a stormy day. Ships are coming into harbor to seek a safe port. Ral, as you're exiting the ship with the orange traders and your sack of oranges, and you're stepping off the docks, and it's kind of a crowded dock. There is a lot of foot traffic here right now, and you suddenly bump into a short blue man at the very same time that someone else bumps into the short blue man, and your sack of oranges goes flying and spills all over the deck. The other person that bumped into this blue man um, immediately starts scrambling for the oranges as though they're starving, and they don't realize that they've dropped their daggers. Um, and these daggers are lying on the dock, and they are possibly the most exquisitely enchanted devices you have ever seen.
Uh, Mr. Blue, you dropped your daggers.
What? What? Those aren't mine. Those are the other gentlemen's, yes. What?
Oh, sorry.
And, like, eating an orange like an apple, the other person stands up and immediately is like, "Give me back my daggers." And I assume you do hand over the daggers.
Yeah, sure.
With an orange still in his mouth, he introduces himself as Binder Dunnett. This is John's character. You see before you a half elven wizard. He looks to be quite malnourished and possibly contracted scurvy. The little blue man, stands up. He's quite eloquently dressed. He has a dovetail suit and top hat, monocle. It's my word. I say, you two chaps look just like the ones I'm looking for. Are you interested in a job? And as he says this, there are two people from the boat that Binder got off, and they're like, "Hey, where are you going? You still owe us money." And Binder immediately tries to run and then slips on an orange and falls on his face. And the blue man is like, What's this about money? What?" And the two people from the ship are like, "We pulled this one out of a wreck. He promised us that he was rich and he was gonna give us gold when we got to Baldur's Gate." He's like, "Well, how much?" And they're like, 5,000 gold." He's like, What is this to put this kind of price on a man's life? What? And the little blue man pulls out a purse and hands them like two solid bars of gold, possible like about the size of a smartphone, really, for a modern comparison. And their eyes
Wow.
just go wide, and they go back to their ship. And the little blue man goes to help Binder get up off his face. Says, "Are you all right, old man?" He's like, "Yeah, wow, thank you." I should really be going. The blue man's like, "Well, if you come with me, I can bring you to my mistress's manor. You could wash up, get a good night's sleep."
Thought about a job?
Ah, yes. You're a smart young lady. My mistress is putting together an expedition to go to the Chultan continent. I say, what?
I say, what? Yes.
Ah, keen. And he ushers you and Binder into this very ornate carriage. Um, Spend about 20 minutes going through the streets. And you wind up about there. The carriage pulls up to this gorgeous mansion. However, the storm's getting a lot worse. And it appears to be starting to snow. Let me just delete Jethro because he doesn't exist anymore. And
Oh, really?
yeah.
He was quantumly erased?
Sadly, yes. And also, that other guy is not with you. So, you and Binder find yourselves on the steps of this gorgeous mansion. What says, yes, yes, follow me, what?
Anyway, and I'll follow.
And I forgot to set Todd's token to default, so I'm going to have to do that in a second.
Ooh, fancy.
Goes to a second set of doors, opens those up. You come to a strange cubicle room that has this weird hexagonal pattern on the floors and walls, and it's completely empty of any furnishings. There is quite a thick layer of dust on everything. And he leads you to a grand dining room. Let me go get Eldon's token.
And I can see.
Hooray! Yeah, I'm gonna set that to default real quick.
Okay.
So you enter this grand dining room, and sitting at the table, you see a small figure eating. And that would be your intro, Eldon.
See a male gnome. He's young for a gnome. He's wearing, the colors are not bright, but a very multicolored clothing. Reds and greens. They're subdued, but he's very, very colorful. He is stuffing his face. When he hears the door open, he turns and says, "Hello, hello! So glad to see you. More destiny is bringing us all together."
Hello, Oh, nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. I am Eldon.
I'm Miltia. Paladin by circumstance now.
Farther down the table, you see a thin, high elven man who's not really touching any of the food. And he turns and he nods and he says, I am Dathir, cleric of Palor. I think it's Palor, right? I can never remember if it's Palor or Lathander, so I'm gonna say it's Palor. And he has this golden sun medallion that hangs on his neck. The little blue man goes over and whispers something to a figure you can't quite see because she's sitting in a chair near the fire. And then the little blue man leaves the room and closes the door. Oh, and obviously Binder followed you in as well. So, Eldon, behind Raltia, after a second, there comes like this haggard man in a robe. Um, he has like a bit of a beard, like he hasn't been able to shave in a few weeks. He looks gaunt. His eyes are a little sunken in. He immediately goes to the food and just starts eating off every plate.
I will shove different plates at him. This was really good. You should try it.
You can't even understand him. He's just piling food into his maw.
Having only been able to eat oranges for at least weeks or months or however the heck long it was I was on that boat, I partake in whatever takes my fancy.
Yeah.
Maybe not a ton, because I'm still full on oranges, but like a bit.
Yeah, there's like self-roll roasts, some vegetables, and some rolls and pastries. So you all sit here for a while. The lady doesn't seem to be really that talkative. She's just staring into the fire.
I will go on and on about, I will ask each of them, oh, you're here for the quest? You're here to follow your destiny as well? I know that I'm meant to do great things against evil, and I'm sure that's why I'm here.
Yeah, Dothr will say, yes, we must do everything we can to fight evil. He seems to be a very simple man of few words, at least while I control him.
Being out of character, I'm not quite sure what to say because I can't, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be sure to say anyway, but I'm just like, still waking up. But,
Yes,
maybe I
Eldon.
would ask what they know about the mission.
Yeah, Eldon, since you and Dothr have been here for a few hours, you would know the details of the expedition. And I'm assuming I don't have to explain those to you.
Right. Okay, I will explain it to there's the lady here, Lady Sylvain. she already told us, and I assume she'll speak more since you two joined us, but she doesn't feel very well. But there's a curse that's across the land that if you die, you can't be brought back, and healing doesn't work as well as it should, and they think it's this in Chult. There's an artifact, an ancient artifact of evil or something in Chult that is making it. And the worst part is people who've been raised, like resurrected or raised from the dead at any time in the past, they're now getting sick and they're slowly dying.
The lady turns and speaks over his shoulder, her shoulder. She says, Master Eldon has it right. And as she turns, you can see that she's actually wearing a porcelain mask over her face, and her hands are gloved. Her features seem to be completely hidden. She says, I was an adventurer for many years, and on one of our more dangerous quests, I fell in battle, and my friends brought me back. Now, unfortunately, this curse has befallen the land, and I have made it my mission, possibly my last mission, to see that it doesn't take anyone else. She coughs a little. Now, if you take this charge, I can promise you any item you wish from my collection. And I have collected many items over the years. She seems to go silent again.
And we'd win a great victory for good. I can't wait. We're going to do it. I just shake with excitement.
Wah, 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 wah. So, if everyone here accepts the contract, which I'm assuming they will, or we can just stop right here, she will offer, if you're not ready to leave immediately, that you can spend the night here and rest.
I dare say Binder looks like they could use a rest.
Binder's still eating.
Well, after they eat, but yeah. It's just a guess, though. I would prefer to have a night in a bed that isn't wobbling with the sea or the threat of whatever the heck that sea monster was.
That was a
Sahagwin.
Sahagwin.
That Sahagwin, yeah. Sahagwin thing. I just kind of continue to eat a little bit of food and look around, look for any of this. I doubt any of those items are around here, but I just kind of look around, I guess.
The floors are leafed in gold.
Wow.
That's a big thing to notice. And if you wanted to if you are questioning the lady's motives, you can give me an insight check, which you can find insight on your character sheet. It would be on the skills list.
Is this just something that I'm doing, or is this like something that would have consequences?
Well, it's if you're interested in gaining insight into what she's told you, the insight skill will will gauge your judgment against her words, basically. And depending on how well you do, yeah, a 15 is pretty good. She does not sound like a well woman, and given the opulence of the mansion that you've seen so far, you believe that she can back up what she says.
Right, I suppose. Like, since what you said before about, sign the contract or stop right here, I guess it's just kind of like all those ones that you have to agree to before you play a game or anything. Although, if I could, I would like to read it just in case so I can see if there's anything that kind of stands out.
Yep. And the little blue man will come around and hand you each a contract. I have not written out a handout for this. Um, but if you spend let's say if you spend an hour carefully reading it, well, actually there isn't that much. Um, there isn't actually any fine print. It just says exactly what she has stated. It is a contract for the destruction of an item known as the Soulmonger. That is believed to be in Chult.
Nothing that appears to stand out. Basically, just like exactly what you said.
Yeah.
Kill this thing, get reward.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty cut and dry. Um, there's no like legalese or like hidden sub thing that was like, well, if you destroy it, but something else or something something. It's not an Apple Eula.
I
Okay.
I hesitate, but I do. Um, Lady Sylvain, I hate to think about this, but if your sickness gets much worse and you are gone before we destroy it, we still get an item.
Yes, I've seen that Master Watt will see to my estate if I do not live to see the day that the Soulmonger is destroyed.
I will sign it with the flourish without any hesitation, really. I signed it before I asked my question.
Okay. And Binder and Duthier also sign theirs. Watt collects them.
And I sign it too. I was trying to think of how to work, like, because I was thinking, like that Tia would be I mean, at least have some experience with, like, contracts because of her, the whole, like, thing I wrote up where it's like, parents did those work, and then there was, like, that other guy, I can't even think of I can't think of the family relationship thing now, but the
Yeah,
relative.
but yeah, you are well practiced in business.
Yeah. So, like, I think it seems pretty, like you said, straightforward. I sign it, and
It's actually a lot more straightforward than most of the contracts you've ever seen.
yeah. Which does kind of, in a way, make it seem a bit more suspicious, just because, like, different, but at the same time, like you were saying, it doesn't seem like there's any ill intent here, but we'll find out.
Oh, Eldon, above the crest of each door in this mansion is a harp.
Okay.
Just FYI, wink wink, nudge nudge. So, you all spend the night relaxing and probably exploring the manse. I haven't really modeled any of the other rooms, but if there was a specific type of room you wanted to look for, we can go into that. Or if you just want to go to bed.
I will sit up and talk and prattle on about how we're a team and we're going to save the world and we need to come up with a team name and a team song and a uniform and a crest, and I just go on and on and on.
Yeah.
Even after everybody else goes to bed.
You're just talking to yourself, like hyping yourself up.
And then I will eventually go to bed.
Yeah. Binder's gonna eat until he throws up, and then he's gonna keep eating. Duthier will quietly excuse himself to bed, probably around 8:30, 9 o'clock. How about you, Miss Rain?
Well, I'm kind of curious about what sorts of things we might be able to choose from. I doubt they're probably like out there displayed, but I guess just kind of wander around a bit and also, yeah, like try to get a sense of what maybe, because they said they were an adventurer as well, so like maybe they have, I don't know, monuments of their adventures, like paintings or souvenirs, or whatever. And just
Yep.
look around, try to get a sense of things.
A few rooms down, you find a grand library with many books and a central desk and like professional quality exhibit style cases are around the library, and each of them has various artifacts. They look quite exotic.
Mentioned there was this really grand library with lots of books that kind of piques my interest a bit, and I wonder if there's any sort of books on enchanting that I might not have seen, and perhaps I borrow it and flip through it a bit.
Yeah, you find a book on. It's a book by a man called Master Mattius. Mattious. It explains some of the basics of enchanting, which you already know, but it also kind of sets it out in a clinical way that maybe you haven't thought about it for a while. And if you spend, let's say, 2 hours reading this book, I will give you one enchanting point, which is a system I've kind of made up for your profession, since you have a non-standard profession. Every time, well, you want enchanting points. Let's say they're like experience points.
Sure, hell yeah. I'll read it, and I mean that should still give plenty of time for, because I only need to meditate for how long was it?
4 hours. So yeah, you could probably finish the book and then meditate on it. you could add one enchantment point to your character sheet, which is in the right hand side of the sheet underneath flaws.
Flaws. I don't see it yet.
In your core section on your enchanting sheet, it says personality traits, ideals, bonds, flaws.
Oh, I see. Okay. Enchanting. Okay.
And you can add one to that.
So,
When you get to 50 enchanting points, you gain your enchanting goes up, and it gets better in various ways that I will tell you when it happens.
it says says one at the top. So what does that mean?
It means
when
you
I
are
click the up arrow,
yeah, you add one, so it would be 2 now.
okay. That saved it? I don't know. I don't know how this works. Okay.
So, as you're going to bed, or as you're preparing to meditate, you hear the voice of Chance in your head, and it says, "I don't like it. I don't trust it. I think we should leave."
What
That's-
else are we to do? Alright, go ahead.
Anything? Really? Please? Have you ever been to Chult? It's rusty. I don't like rust.
Don't worry, I'll keep the rust away. I can polish you with an orange again.
Oh my, I'm no more oranges. So sick of oranges.
See, I let out a little giggle at that, because I did that on purpose, because I know. Sick of oranges.
Yep. I just want you to know that this is a formal complaint.
Gosh, out of character. I was trying to think of that word because there's a. Oh gosh. Can't think of what to say now. There was like that word I can't even think of. Like, gosh. Something about like your complaint was.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the word too, and I lost it mid-sentence, which is why I paused, and then I was just like, complaint.
Yeah. I can't think of the exact word, but I'll just say, I guess I'll just say. Yeah. Complaint noted and. I forgot the other half of the sentence. Complaint noted and. Oh, I know what it is. Like, noted and taken under advisement. I say it all like business, like kind of imitating the way that.
Yeah, there isn't an
Business
audible
people-
sigh in your head, but there is the feeling of a sigh. Just like an empathic feeling. Yes, well, rest well, master. And everyone goes to bed. Eventually, morning comes. Unfortunately, it doesn't really come with the sun because there is still quite a severe storm outside. You all eventually make it back to the dining room, where Watt is putting out platters with breakfast foods on them, like eggs and bacon, and various fruits and melons. I say good morning, what? Binder's
Good
already
morning.
down here, just stuffing his face again.
I do a sort of, I guess, half bow and say good morning.
Lady Sylvain is not here. Watt will inform you that she is not feeling very well and has decided to stay in bed for the day.
Apparently, Eldon is rolling for something.
Sorry, I was just fixing a little thing on my character sheet and accidentally rolled.
That's fine. It's
Okay.
weird that it didn't say what it was for.
I
Oh, unless you changed your sheet to do that. It's all
right, I
good.
was it was just goofy.
Hashtag just goofy.
Right.
Well, I suppose I sit down and um, start eating a bit of the things, except for I kind of steer away from the citrusy things. Had enough citrus for a while.
If I never
Ooh,
see
there's
an
somebody else
orange
in the
again.
channel.
Oh, hey, Ben's
Is that
here.
was that Chase? If I never see another orange again.
Unmute your mic, Ben. Do it now. Ben is the person who plays Dathier. And I know that Dathier had another name, but I forgot to change the token, and then I introduced him as Dathier anyway.
Okay, they have to restart.
Okay. Why don't we take a short bio break while we're waiting for Ben? I'm gonna grab a bottle of water, and if anybody else wants to get, a snack or something, it's a good time to do it.
All right. Be right back.
Okie dokie. Me too. Okay, I'm back.
Me too. Looks like we're still waiting for Ben's computer. And forgive me, I used the wrong name for his character. His character's name is actually Aron.
Okay.
So, how are you enjoying it so far? I mean, we just did start, but
Enjoying it okay. I'm just kind of like confused a lot, and I feel like I'm not about what to say, right? Like I need to get more
it's all
I
right to be
guess
confused.
familiar with everything, because there's like times where it's like, oh, I could do this, but then it's like, oh, well, I don't know how this or this or this
Listen,
is,
okay,
and if it would make it different. Or...
listen. Anytime you have an idea and you want to try something, just tell me, and we'll figure it out.
I was
Like
mostly just like
anything.
role play. It's like should I act like this, or should I say this, or should I do this?
Well, that is up to you.
Because it's like I don't want to like say something and then be like completely wrong, and then it'd be like, oh, and then like it'd be stuck in the world there as wrong. Like how you just made a fool of yourself because you misunderstood something.
It's all right. Listen, you're new to Fey Run. It's intellectual property that's been around for like 40 years. No one's expecting you to be a master of it.
Fortunately, my character's set up, I can just babble about whatever.
I'm already liking Eldon.
As he gets past this excited, just like, oh my gosh, I really get to do this, and he starts to think a little bit. It'll be interesting to see where he ends up kind of going.
Yeah, it's no mistake that you're here. You were definitely sent here. You're not sure about Aaron, but he's a priest of Palor, so he's got to be all right.
Right. The one I'm really wondering about, and at this point, I'm probably thinking maybe he has the curse as well as Binder.
Yeah, Binder doesn't talk much. Every once in a while, you'll see him kind of just looking at these. Well, he has a set of two daggers, which is kind of weird considering he's not dressed like you. He's in like these tattered robes, and these are some really fancy daggers. They have like acid embellishments, and one is green. One is like a green tinted metal, and one is a blue tinted metal.
So when he's more himself, I will probably talk to him about comparing daggers. Because I think mine are pretty snazzy as well. I even gave them fancy French names.
French, you drow traitor. That's an acquisition sync joke.
I don't know if you remember before when I said I was like working on recoloring some line art. I never did finish it, but like I was trying to take line art that someone had drawn of this character and kind of color it the way I thought. It's like I kind of imagine that Roti might have something like that when she's like dressed up like as a paladin, except for the fact that the hair would be green, the eyes would be kind of a more reddy, orangey sort of color tint instead of bluey, and the outfit instead of being blue would be like maybe more teal green or something, and different. I don't know what sort of accent color on the. I hadn't figured out what accent color I would do on the metal part, but I could just leave it metal. But you get the idea, right?
Yeah, well, this campaign's probably gonna go 9 or 10 weeks, so there's no rush on your art. I just pulled CC art because I thought that that was where you were headed with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just kind of mix that with this, and then also like, oh gosh, there was this game came out ages ago, um, Pirates of the Burning Sea, and you could like super customize your outfit and like color of like each individual piece, and I ended up coming up with like this sort of teal greenish based like color scheme that I really liked, and I kind of use it since then in other characters, and that's kind of what it was.
Oh, I forgot to post that I was going live with this, and I didn't bomb all the discords. But I wasn't sure if anyone was gonna show up, so I'm alright.
And there he is.
All right, mic check.
Check, check.
Sweet. Really sorry about that, guys. I had errands until the last minute and then came back when my computer was in the middle of an update cycle.
You know, thank you,
Oh
Windows.
God, I hate that with the new Windows. I like, you can look it up. There's it can be a bit fiddly, but there's lots of little things that you can do and settings you can tweak and stuff to make it like kind of not bug you for, you know, like
I normally try to set
4 to 6 weeks.
quiet hours or whatever crap for 1 a.m. or something, but I don't know. It's like I put it to the and it retroactively decided that was a good time.
Yeah, if it's in those, if it's like you set those quiet hours and your computer's like off or like sleeping during that time and it can't like wake itself up and do updates, then it'll just decide, hey, you're at your computer now. Let's do it now because it's been a while.
Basically. And if I was at the computer, I think I'd stop not doing it a long time, and it just decided to take charge.
Yeah, you can tweak
Anyway.
some things so that it won't bug you for like a few weeks, but you still have to do it because if you don't do it, then it'll eventually like still kind of take over and do it. But you can kind of give yourself a lot more
And
leeway.
if memory serves right, I had an update just like less than a week ago, and it's really persistent. I don't know.
Yeah, there's usually some every week around Tuesday.
Random apps decided to stop working after restart, so I'm anyway. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm getting a strange amount of lag right now too for some reason. But let's push on.
Okay, I was wondering if it was just him or what. Has he dropped out of Discord too?
Oh, crap.
Because I was hearing like it being all choppy, his voice breaking up and stuff, and then it just kind of.
Yeah, I was trying to reposition the camera because I forgot to during this entire interlude, so like the camera hasn't been on you guys. It's just been showing like a blackness and a bit of hull. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Fine. It's all fine.
My internet decided to flicker just now. I don't know if it was just Discord.
Yeah, you were kind of sounding a little robot-y.
Okay, well, fun night all
Yeah.
around. Good
I
times.
can't quite remember what I've told
Um,
you.
yeah, you don't have to get me caught up right away. I can just listen for a while.
Okay. You are currently sitting at breakfast the day after Lady Sylvain's man, servant slash strange blue guy brought a couple more people in onto the expedition. Um, how about we go around the table starting with Ral? You can describe yourself.
Um, I need to again with the not having the summary thing. Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to summarize like 3 pages of crap that I wrote.
I can do it.
um, yo, you want to do it? Okay,
Yeah,
because I'm
so
terrible at that.
sitting next to you is a short, high elven woman. Um, she has a large, long sword strapped to her back. She appears to be wearing chainmail. Um, she is rather demure, but polite, much like yourself, in that way that you're. Well, I assume that you are kind of soft spoken and not
Yep,
very
soft
intrusive.
spoken, polite, diplomatic. So,
Sitting at the end of the table is a an elven man, uh, probably the only person talking in the room right now.
The gnome.
Yeah, the gnome.
Yes, and as I said, my leathers are multicolored. I like colors, so they're not bright colors. They're subdued colors, but I have reds and greens and blues and mauves and teals and every different. I look like somebody spilled just a collection of dyes upon me. Um, I talk and I talk nonstop. I'm very excited. We are a team. I am happy, so glad to be part of this team. We are going to win a great. We are going to win a great going to victory for good versus evil. It has been destined. I'm very excitable, and I'm just ready to explode with wanting to for us to go out and achieve our destiny.
sweet. Did you say you're um?
I'm a male gnome.
Oh, I misheard. Okay, no.
Yep, young for a gnome.
Okay, thanks. Nice to meet you.
You as well.
Yes, and sitting across from you at the table is a haggard looking man in a robe. Um, he was unshaven last night when you first met him, but he has cleaned himself up a little bit. His robes are still a little bit tattered. Um, he has a pretty nice set of daggers on him, though.
Nice set of daggers and robes. Okay. I am a sun elf, so red hair but with a tan. Um, and beyond that, pretty unremarkable for a sun elf. Greens and browns, no armor, although I have two short swords strapped, one to each hip, and a longbow across my back. As I said, no armor. The only unusual thing about me is that I have a really ostentatious religious symbol, can't even talk straight, across my chest, which is a red heart with a golden sunburst around it.
Yeah, I can't remember if we decided on Palor or Lathander.
Uh, Paylor.
Okay.
But I mean, it's up to you. I mean, it's just a name.
Yeah, I know. It's
So,
just I'm
so
always mixing up my gray.
well, it gets super complicated. Apparently, Lathander is dead and reborn as a neutral deity now in Forgotten Realms. So Paylor is a good sun god.
Yeah, and then Curse of Strahd just goes right off the rails. It's like anyone can be here.
Yeah.
Anyways, so you are all treated to a rather decadent breakfast. Um, Master Watt informs you that the lady will not be coming down today as she is taken quite ill. He will come in and inform you that preparations have been made to leave whenever you are ready.
Um, you can tell me no because I missed this, but I had planned on doing a detect disease and poison and try to figure out what this disease is that she has. Can we retcon that a little bit, or you can say no?
Yeah, we can do that. You can detect that she's ill, um, but you're not quite able to determine if it's a disease or a poison or a curse. Um, it kind of seems to be pinging all of your knowledge about this.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Well, let's go out into the sunlight and find a ancient artifact.
Let's go. Let's beat bad guys.
You guys know the path more than me.
They won't know what hit them.
Yeah, the exit is to the north. Um,
Well, I stand up and say, "Shall we?" And gesture in that direction.
the haggard man stuffs a bunch of rolls into his various pockets. And when you get to the strange square room with the hexagonal patterns all over it, you'll notice that there are glowing runes currently inscribed on the floor and a short figure in a hood chanting something.
Is it possible to read the runes? Like just see what it's saying, like in your head, like just.
Yeah, give me an Arcana check. It's under your skills on your character sheet. Anybody that wants to. Yeah, Ben. This looks like a common circle of teleportation. It's not very common to have them in your house, but given the wealth and ostentatious nature of this mansion, oddly seems to fit. And the
All
figure
right.
in the center seems to motion with his hand that you should all get within the circle.
Yeah, I make an awkward joke about keep all hands and elbows inside the teleportation circle at all times, please.
Yes, and as you all enter the circle, within an instant, the air gets a lot hotter and a lot wetter. And you find yourself standing near the dock of an ocean. The robed figure quickly discards his clothing, and it turns out that it is the small blue man that you've come to know as Mr. Watt. Although now he's wearing a fedora. I mean, not a fedora, a fez.
Fizzes are cool.
Indeed.
I just gape open mouth as I look around at everything. I try to take it. I'm stunned silent.
Yeah, and as you take it all in, it is this gorgeous ancient city. Very colorful. The buildings are all painted in light hues of blue and pink and red and green. And there are people everywhere, and the smells of foreign spices fill your nose. Mr. Watt is currently folding his robes up and tucking them into his suit, seemingly not actually causing any more mass to him. Ah, I see. We're here. Yes, yes, what?
What? Where?
Ah, this is the port of Nyanzaru. Largest city in the continent of Chult. I say what?
We are here. We are together. We get to fulfill our destiny.
Yeah, as you're standing there, from the small building directly north of where you teleported to, a large golden dragon man comes out. He's like, I say, what's the meaning of this? Who are you? What are you doing in my port?
I just simply give a look towards Mr. What and kind of like,
Ah, I say, good chap.
no.
We are here on an expedition to venture into the jungles. And the Dragonman's like, oh, you're one of those groups. Well, don't make any trouble, and we won't have any trouble.
The only trouble we will make is for evil. We are here to destroy the evil.
What he said.
Well, I don't suppose that you're docking a ship, so you don't owe me any money.
I don't think we brought a ship. No, we didn't bring a ship.
No, extraplanar travel, what?
Fresh out of ships. Yes, we'll be on our way. Mr. Watt, which direction do we go from here?
I say, you should all find a place to stay while I make arrangements for the journey ahead. I will come find you tomorrow morning. I say, what?
All right, then. I begin looking up and down the streets for a decent inn. By decent, I mean very cheap.
I actually, let me see. Yeah, I would. I will ask the harbor master, or go if he went back inside the building. I will go to the building and say, "Excuse me, Mister Gold Dragon, Sir Harbor Master Man. Can you recommend a good inn where honest folk won't get hit over the head?"
One second while I flip through my book. I had looked this up last week, and I forgot to look it up this week. Yes, if you're looking for a good night's sleep, I'd suggest Kaya's House of Repose. It's located in the Red Bazaar. And he will point you to that section of town, which is... which would be Area 18.
Any chance there's a map on the wall anywhere in the harbor master's office so that our characters know roughly what the town is shaped like?
Yeah, he has maps for sale. They are 1 gold piece a piece.
Is it possible to just kind of
I'll wander.
peek at the map, or
I spent all my gold.
like is it possible to just kind of look at the map without
There-
buying one? Like just while
Well,
we're
yeah,
there?
there is a map on the
Shall we? I
wall
believe
of
it's-
the Harbor Master's.
South and west of here, we can find our way eventually.
Yeah. Speaking of gold pieces, how many do we have?
That should be in your inventory. Ral, you currently have 12.
So we don't have like as a group, we don't have any collective.
Oh, there was a stipend, but no one's asked about it yet, so Watt just walked off with it.
Well, I'm assuming he's heading where we're supposed to go, or not? We just follow him?
While you've been debating this, Mr. Watt has walked away, and you have lost him in the crowd.
Wait, no, I was asking you. But, okay.
Because he said he was going to go make arrangements for the expedition out of the city, and then he started walking away, and you guys went to the Harbor
I missed
Master's
that.
office.
Okay, I missed that part. Alright.
I will spend a gold to get a map.
Okay, you get a map that looks remarkably like this map. I was in the middle of writing all of the location information down on this earlier today when I was like, I'm going to take a nap. And then I woke up and was like, I'm going to be sick.
how do you even find your inventory?
It's so on your character sheet You have armor class, initiative, speed. Underneath that is hit points and temporary hit points. If you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page, your inventory is there.
Yeah, it's a box that says equipment, and it lists the total weight of your equipment, as well as your money.
Since you said 12, I guess GP is the money?
Yeah, GP is gold. You have 12 GP, 10 silver pieces, and 100 copper pieces.
Okay. Wow, so if a map is a gold piece, that means it's effectively like... If a copper is like a penny, and a silver would be like $1, the gold piece would be like 100. So that map would cost $100?
Well, you have to realize that they don't have like modern printing techniques. These are all hand-drawn.
Magic exists. Couldn't they like... I mean, this is just kind of semantics, I guess. It was just like...
It could, but it doesn't,
something...
so it's a gold.
Yeah. This is like the kind of thing that Radia, like, outside of the whole paladin thing, before all of that crap happened with her town getting attacked and parents seemed to... This is the kind of thing that she would have, like, been crazy about, like, making it, like, enchanting some inanimate things to create, like, a magical printing press.
Yeah, why can't you just, like, enchant a pen with sentience? What's wrong with these people?
Yeah, exactly, that's exactly what she... Yes.
I move that we spend the next week inventing a printing press. Who needs the giant artifact when we can revolutionize the entire world?
All right. Map in hand, I shall lead the way towards... What was it, Kyla's?
Yeah, Kyla's House of Repose. Because it was asked for a respectable place to stay. There was another option, although it's more of a place where you might get stabbed.
Was I even in the building, or did I wander off on foot by that point? If I was in the building, I'm going to ask about the place of ill repose.
I'm assuming that our board is going to be taken care of by Watt? Or am I mistaken? At least at this stage. Currently, like when we're prepping.
At this stage, you have no idea where Watt is. And
yeah, he's going to meet us in the morning. So I have a feeling that best case scenario, he would pay us back. But in the meantime, we have to pay our own way.
I am worried we are on our own today.
If you're looking for a more raucous time, the Harbor Master suggests going to the Thundering Lizard. It's a dive.
I always enjoy bringing enlightenment and the light of Palor to the downtrodden, the rowdy classes.
Both inns are in Area 18. The House of Repose is central. I'll circle it right there. And the Thundering Lizard is right here. So the one to the south is the House of Repose, the one to the north is the Thundering Lizard.
I move that we find out how much the good one costs, and then probably move to the cheap one.
Yeah, I figure we'll stop at both places, figure out what the cost is, and go with whatever's cheaper. Probably the Thundering Lizard.
So yeah, you'll actually pass
good.
the Thundering Lizard first.
Now, Let's go to the Thundering Lizard.
As we're walking, I keep an eye out and I look for any indication of harps.
Noted. You
I
don't.
check for traps. Never mind.
Yes, as you walk through the city, the thing that immediately seems to stick out in your mind is that there are very large lizards that seem to be being used as beasts of burden. Um, for player knowledge, like you're seeing like Triceratops and Allosauruses and like smaller dinosaurs like raptors. They all seem to be being used, like I said, as beasts of burden and riding animals.
Good Lord, I thought horses and oxen would squish me. These would make
Do
me
I
like
know
a
if any
pancake.
of them? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm done. I was just making.
Do I know if any of them are sentient? Was it a 21 nature check?
Um, you would. They don't appear to be sentient. Um,
Just making sure.
I mean, the raptors seem smart, but you don't think you could hold a conversation with one.
In what role are the raptors being used?
The raptors seem to be being used as mounts for medium to small people.
Okay.
Larger people seem to be riding Allosauri.
Allosauri. I like that. And to think I almost spent money buying a pony.
They do sell ponies here, but they're mostly for food.
To feed to the raptors, I bet.
Yeah. Pony on a stick.
Okay. What's the scale on this map? How long of a walk is it down to the Thundering Lizard?
The scale should be accurate. I believe I did that conversion
Oh,
right.
there it is. 1,000 feet. Oh, that's not bad. Half-mile walk.
Hey, look, my scale's even close. My scale's perfect. Haha. So, yeah, it probably takes you about 30 minutes walking. There is a lot of foot traffic, and every once in a while you have to, like, step out of the way from a train of Triceratops.
Okay. Well, I keep in my belt purse. Make sure I don't get pickpocketed along the way, and head down to the Thundering Lizard.
Yeah, several groups of children seemingly swarm you guys, and I will need a. Is it perception to catch sleight of hand? Yeah, I need perception checks from everybody.
I have a question that is kind of unique. I guess my character is does chance like help me be aware of anything extra?
Yes, chance will help you, so you get advantage, which means when you get those two numbers that we roll, you take the higher one.
Okay. Which one was it again? Did I
Perception.
roll?
Interestingly enough, Raltia, you're like kind of distracted by these children, but you get this message in your brain that's like, someone's grabbing your money purse. Someone's running away with your money purse. And you you're the only one that actually gets to see it, but you see a child running off with your money in hand. Everyone else, you are now
My
completely
question
broke.
is, like, I would have been prepared for this though, because like I had been to those. I mean, like that's.
You can
I don't
chase
know.
him.
Even though I had grown up
I
in
give
that, like,
chase for sure.
yeah, I would be grabbing as soon as I like as soon as I thought anything.
Well, do you audibly say?
Why would I even be wearing it outside though? Like that's.
Well,
I would've-
pickpockets are known for being pickpockets.
It would. uh, it wouldn't.
I
have
mean, you
been,
didn't put it in
like,
nature's pocket, right? And Ral just turned red.
I. Yeah, I probably would have stuck most of it in my shoe or someplace like that, and then have like a strap that goes around my leg that's like underneath the armor, and then maybe had like a little bit in a pocket or something in case I needed it, but not much. But I
Well,
still would grab it, go for it.
Okay, I'm going to cast thaumaturgy and make my voice boom and say, "Stop, thieves!"
okay.
I don't think that's going to help, but
So the group of children immediately break in
going
every
to
direction.
try.
I chase after the one. That
Yeah,
got my
Ral, you have a
stuff.
pretty good sense of which one specifically robbed you because of reasons.
Yeah, I would have been like grabbing as soon as the sword would have been like, someone's going for your thing. I would have been like,
What kind of
Okay.
check is it to determine which child is the slowest? And chase after that one.
I will pick one at random. I think
I think you don't have to roll to determine which one's slowest. There's the slow one.
The one with a limp. I chase that one.
Yes.
I will chase
no,
after the
I'm
one
chasing.
who I think stole mine.
Ditto. I'm like at least 80% certain, I think, about which one got mine, so.
I'm like 20%, but I know it's the right one.
Even if they do get away with it, they would have only gotten, like 50 copper pieces and maybe a silver piece or two.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say that you guys probably did the same thing that Ral did, and they're not gonna take all of your money, but anything that you were carrying in a coin purse or ready to spend. Let's see. I need a. Everybody, give me athletics.
Oh yeah, my favorite skill.
We're an athletic group.
Yeah. Yep. So even chasing the slowest one, he even has like a limp and a cane, but somehow he's just you cannot believe how fast he's running.
It's parkour with a cane.
Yep. Unfortunately, none of you are able to capture the thieves. Um, I'll say that they take about 50 silver from each of you. Or exactly 50 silver, since, you can't deduct approximations.
Is that half a gold or 5 gold?
I mean 5 gold.
But if you
50
If you
silver would
didn't
be a
have-
lot.
if you didn't have 50 silver pieces, how could they take 50?
They took 5 silver pieces from everybody.
Like 5 silver pieces a piece.
I'll actually roll a d5. Everybody roll. Yes, the often used D5.
I totally forget how to.
And whatever number you roll is how much they took.
Okay.
How do you? I forget.
/R space D5. Or 1D5, I should say. So Aran, they took 3, Eldon, they took 3, and Ral, even though you had a little heads up, they took 4. That kid was just super slippery. Almost
What's
oiled,
funny
in
is that
fact.
I didn't. What's funny is I didn't even think there was 4 in there. I thought there was 50 copper in there.
Don't argue with God.
Okay.
I'll give you
I
6
think I
fingers
cast
and 2
Whisper.
noses.
I think I cast Whisper and whisper a message to the child who's running away and say, "You earned it, kid. Good job."
Yeah, he's gonna run even
Ooh.
faster because that noise was like in his ear.
Yes, it was.
That gives me a brilliant idea. Yeah.
Oh no.
So Chance saw which kid it was, so Chance can like speak in that.
Yeah.
can or telepath. I don't know what.
Do you want... So, okay, basically, how badly do you want Chance to scare this kid?
A lot. I want them to be so scared that none of them will ever attempt to take anything from me or maybe our group or whatever again. If that's possible.
Yeah. I'm not gonna tell you what he says, but literally 2 minutes after this occurs, the kid that stole your money comes back with everyone's money. And just hands it to you and then runs away.
Brilliant.
Don't eat my skin! Yes, there's more to this paladin than meets the eye. Okay, so after that debacle, you find
We're
your...
restoring the status quo of our belt purses.
Yeah. Securing them extra tight. You find yourself standing in front... Continue.
I was just gonna say, at this point, I would put a fake coin purse on me with an orange in it.
Well, they might actually enjoy that. Although, for some reason, none of, like, every child in town now gives your party a wide berth. Like, for anywhere you guys are, none of the street urchins will be. They, like, leave the area like rats on a ship.
I think that Rawl would be giving a pretty smug smile at that. And she would also, like, tell Chance, thank you. You are a miracle worker.
It was nothing at
Something.
all, Master. And you all find yourselves in front of a establishment with a sign that's hanging by one of its 2 pegs, and it says the Thundering Lizard, and it has a picture of oh, is it the Stegosaurus that has the plates on its back?
Yeah.
Yeah, it has a crudely drawn stegosaurus, and in the middle of this pictogram it says Thundering Lizard in. And as you're standing there about to enter, someone gets thrown out the door, and they land at your feet, bloodied and bruised.
Well, I'm sure it's a nice establishment.
Time to bring the holy word of Pelor. And I march inside.
I make
And I
sure
will-
to keep myself a bit away from them, just so that I don't get associated with, oh gosh, what do you call that when people are like,
Zealots.
okay, yeah, whatever. It's like I just want to make sure that I'm not. It's like if anybody has a problem with it, not me.
Not my god.
I don't know.
Yeah, you enter the door, and it's one of those like old western style double swinging half doors, and it's very smoky in here, even though it appears to be well ventilated. Um, there are a few dozen people all around drinking, gambling. Every few minutes, like someone's gonna flip a table and pull a knife on someone, and then someone's gonna get beaten up and thrown out. And then the table gets rewrited, and people sit back down.
All right,
really
then. I
wonder how much the other inn is costing.
Yeah, there's a
I
man
march up to the
standing behind a
innkeep.
door.
Yeah.
Yep.
A bouncer or an innkeep?
It's an innkeep. Right now.
All right. I go up onto the innkeep and ask how much for one room for the night.
A whole night? You sure you don't want it for just an hour?
Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Also, you. Maybe we want to go to the other place. This sounds sticky.
Like, he does some calculations. He's like, a whole night, that'll be... 3 silver. I mean, 2 silver, yeah.
I'll give you a silver and 5 coppers.
Give me a persuasion. Well, money is money. Certainly more than
Cool.
most people.
What you got for grub around here? I'm assuming gruel.
Gruel, iguana on a stick.
Ooh, I've never had iguana on a stick. I want iguana on a stick.
Yeah, he will yell back to behind the bar area, and there is an exchange, like an angry exchange. Like, you don't think they're talking about a food order for some reason, just by the intensity of how angry this exchange gets.
Do I recognize the language?
It is it's a dialect of common, but some of the structure isn't the same, and some of the words aren't quite used the same way that you would. Like, give me a
Insight, maybe?
yeah, give me an insight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're not quite sure. They seem to be arguing about freshness of flowers, or like what time the Hogsmeade something. You're it doesn't make any sense to you. Um, but after this brief exchange, he'll be like, "It'll be right out. Can I get you
All
something
right
to
then.
drink?"
Grog, I assume.
Aye.
Aye, grog, and lizard on a stick. Living the high life.
For the food, it's going to be an extra 25 copper.
Okay. Can I break a silver? Couple silver?
What, you think I'm a merchant prince? Break a silver.
Fine. Because I'm a generous servant of a goodly god, I will give you 3 silver, which is 30 copper pieces. Predator.
Ah, much obliged, kind sir. And if any...
Also, a silver's only 10 copper. I thought it would be like 100. Like,
Yeah, it's like powers of 10 for each. So silver is 10 copper, and a gold is 10 silver, and a platinum is 10 gold.
Yeah, I just gave you extra copper because I didn't know how this would happen.
the other end is just a short walk away, right?
Yes. Like, Ralita does not fit in here. Very clean,
300
demure
feet.
woman.
And I missed, who was calling her master earlier?
You do not know because you could not hear it.
Oh, okay.
I think I shall go see how much the other end costs.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until I get lizard on a stick, but then I'll take my stick with me and follow along.
I will go with to check out the price at the other end.
Are you two gonna wait the 5 minutes for him to get his lizard on the stick?
Outside.
Okay. Oh, Aron, you're also handed a key that is chained to a large wooden block about the size of a modern envelope, and it has a room number on it. It is very sticky.
All right then. Can I use thaumaturgy to clean it?
Um, I don't know. Can you? I thought that was a prestidigitation type of thing.
Oh, I don't know. Manifest a minor wonder, sign of supernatural power. Can I say it's a minor wonder just to clean this damn thing?
Yes, it is definitely a minor wonder to clean this thing.
Okay.
I had forgotten all about that.
It goes
Yeah,
prestidigitation. And I apologize to
yeah.
anyone that has a stutter out there. I did not mean to make fun of you.
I remember seeing that on the roll for it thing. Like, what is that again? Just briefly.
It's a minor magical effect. You can use it to clean your clothes off or to like make a cookie whole again. You know, just small inconsequential stuff.
So I'm assuming that all of us are capable of that, or no?
No, it is a level 0 spell, and I do not think paladins get it. It's more of the arcane magic instead of the radiant magic that you perform.
Yeah, I think wizards get prestidigitation and clerics get thaumaturgy, which is slightly different. I can't even articulate what the difference is.
Would it
I don't know.
or something? Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I don't know if clerics get cantrips or not. I know you get spells. I don't know.
Yeah,
how
clerics get cantrips, and
Yep.
I don't think paladins get cantrips because they only get level 1 spells when they hit level 2.
Okay.
Would there be anything similar that like you might could have learned from looking at all those books or anything, or is it just I don't know.
Oh wait, you're a high elf, is that right? High elves get a free wizard cantrip.
Oh, yeah, I probably forgot to even put that on your sheet. You have prestidigitation,
Awesome, spectacular.
which I will add to your sheet later, but anytime, like, it's a level 0 spell, so you can cast it as many times as you want, whenever you want. I think as long as you can speak.
Okay. No.
So after 5
I guess
minutes, Aron is given his lizard on a stick. It is charcoal black. And somehow raw on the inside.
Nice. So I can cast certain spells as rituals, which takes 10 minutes. Can I slowly chant under my breath to cast detect poison and disease down the street? And
Yeah. Let's say you guys are just slowly walking that last 300 feet. Let's say there's a traffic jam of brontosauri.
well, I finished it and book their own.
You're kind of breaking up on me.
Never
Internet's
mind. I like jam of Montessori.
Yeah.
You
You
didn't get any
definitely
of that
detect
internet.
there is 100% disease if you eat this item. Absolutely no chance not to. Did we lose Ben? I might just change the Discord server back to Central US.
Yeah, it's weird. My other IM channel is still staying active during.
Okay, Discord's gonna go down for a second, but it'll be right back up.
Okay.
And we should be back.
Hello.
I am back.
Roger, Roger. Ben, can you hear us?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
And
that
sorry
sounds a
you
lot
guys
better.
Jump through hoops like that.
Oh, it's no problem. It's usually I have a lot of Europeans playing, so I have the Discord server set to Central Europe, and since we're all in America, might as well put it to America for now. America.
Speak Merkin.
Merca.
So yes, your detect poison and disease definitely pings.
How strong?
There is no chance not to. In fact, you might want to not even be holding this stick.
I feed it to the nearest tied up raptor and go on to the peaceful repose or whatever it's called.
Yep, the raptor will gladly eat it because it doesn't have a brain to think otherwise. You guys make your way to the I forgot it. It's Kayla's House of Repose, I believe.
Yeah, something like that.
Kaya's House of Repose. It is a nicely painted octagonal building with a steepled roof. The paint, like it looks clean. It has all of its windows. The door is a nice. It's not like a bar door. It is. It basically looks like a nice B&B. Nice paned window on the door. Um,
Well, it does look much more restful.
Indeed.
Heroes.
I walk in and hold the door for Roletta. Roletta?
And
How do you pronounce your name again?
walk in Ratia, but that's fine. So she walks in tall and kind of graceful like and walks up to I guess whatever would be the counter with the innkeep to ask how much it costs to rent a room for the night and what sorts of rooms are available with different configurations, like multiple beds in case anybody wants to like bunk up or something.
yes. Here at Kaya's House of Repose, we have several rooms, depending on your budget. Our basic accommodation is a single room with a feather bed and a fireplace, although we don't usually have a need for it here in Chult. Hee hee. It has access to a communal bathroom down the hall, which is shared between about 8 rooms, so it can be kind of busy in the morning. Um, but if you're in there, there is a lock on the door and no one will bother you. Um, we do have.
Say,
Yes?
just out of
Oh, you're breaking up again.
curiosity,
I heard the end of test, and then I heard the word est.
on an average night,
Okay. Well, Ben sorts out his microphone issues. The um, hostess will go on to describe the other 2 room options, which is basically rooms that have their own bathroom, and there is a double suite um, with 2 connecting rooms and a central living area at the top floor. That is rather expensive, though. Um, but the rooms basically range. The basic one is 2 silver. The next one is 3 silver, and the master suite is 1 gold.
That's a pretty big jump.
Well, yeah, it's like compared. It's basically the entire upper floor.
I guess it's like renting a whole floor. Okay, yeah. All right, so, So if 1 gold piece is 10 silver, and there were like the whole floor has how many beds?
4 in the master suite. So technically, it might be a good deal.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It would be about 2.5 silver per person. No, wait, there's only 3 of you, so...
I
No.
thought there was 4 of us.
Oh, right, yes, I forgot that. I forgot Binder was here, too.
Yeah.
I
You can-
will. I step
But
forward and get the suite for the party.
well,
Man with
I-
taste.
I'll chip in my split of the four-way split or whatever, I'll just hand him, like after he gets done, I'll hand him whatever it would be my cut. 2.5 silver, you said?
Yeah, let's say 2.5 silver. So 2 silver, 5 copper.
I need to make my silver be 8 and my copper be 95. I think I changed it.
Yeah, La Hostess will lead you up a large circular staircase that connects all the floors, and it ends on a landing where there's a single door to which she opens it with a key, gives it to Eldon, and says, "Please enjoy your stay. If you need anything, ring the bell." And she points to a little rope that's next to the door, and a service member will be here. There is a complimentary basket of wines and cheeses, and some of the local fruit. Please enjoy your stay, and if you need anything, again, ring the bell, and someone will be along. She bows and leaves.
I do like a when they bow, I do kind of a counter bow curtsy thing. Like whatever. I also make sure to grab. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, is your bow deeper than her bow?
I would match or less.
Okay, just checking. Because it might have gone. There might have been a bow off, but never mind.
No. I would. That he would always kind of do, unless they perceive the person as being like much higher than like the station that like I can't remember what relative I put it is that her surviving relative that's at the docks, right? Like he's a pretty high up guy in that area, right? So it's like if someone seems to have a higher like if she feels like that they would be more than that, then she might like give a bigger, like, you get what I mean though, right? Like if someone seems like they deserve it, she would. If otherwise, you know, she would either meet them or do less. But I also make sure to grab the things that I want before Bender sees them, particularly if they have any like kind of meat or other fancy wine. And then I, you know, any fruit that I kind of, you know.
Yeah, there is a plum wine. There are several types of strange melons. They are brightly colored, like one's even purple. It's kind of neat. There is a set of knives and platters next to the bed. I mean, next to the central table. There is a grand window that points out towards the bay. And since this building's so tall, you can actually see the ocean from here, and it looks quite beautiful. The mixture of flora and ancient stonework and just this bustling city, it's something to really behold.
I'll grab the purple one and bottle. Which kinds of things did you say they had again? The wines?
Yeah, there was a bottle of plum wine. That is the only bottle of anything that's currently in here. It is a thick, syrupy beverage.
I will cut up one of the melons.
I'm just gonna go off to a table that's like near the window and sit there and I'm assuming there's glasses around, so I would pour a glass.
Yeah, everything that you would need to consume the stuff is on the table, ready to go. The glasses are perfectly clean. The cutlery perfectly clean. The all of the room's painted white, and the sheets, linen, chairs. It's all like this kind of 80s modern theme, if you will. But it's in stark contrast to the absolute diversity of color. Um, it's all kind of setting to frame the window.
Okay, I assume that there's like separate, maybe like a separate little table or something.
Yeah,
near the window.
there's a couple chairs and like a small kind of like cafe style table near
I'll just
the
go
corner
over
of the
there.
window.
Go over there and consume my stuff while looking out the window and watching the patterns of people move and such.
Okay. What time of the day is it? We left early morning. I don't know, like,
Yep. Well, it is basically on.
zones.
Well, I mean, it's on the same longitude. Yeah,
Okay.
longitude's the one that goes north to south, right?
I think so.
It's on a similar. It actually it's a little tiny bit earlier, but there isn't like any nuclear clocks, so
Right. Um. Okay. Then I tell the. I'm gonna go out exploring. This is like so all new and neat, and I want to see more of them big lizards. And I just and like when we walk by the bazaar and all the people shouting, and I have to just go see it. It's like Baldur's Gate is big and cool, but this is like color and explosion, and it's just I have to go see.
I would curtly remind, before he leaves, to, perhaps not take his valuables or anything with him, especially leaving the majority of his money safe here.
Yes, I will. Well, and if you're gonna stay, I will leave the key with you. Just I will knock when I get back.
secret
Um,
knock. Wow, my voice cracked.
and I'll leave.
Well, I'm assuming that if we've rented out this whole room, the staff knows exactly who we are, and I'm guessing that they, like, probably can give us access to the floor. Like, I'm thinking that, like, the whole floor is ours, so it's like there's not really.
Right.
Like, I mean, I'll keep the key and stuff, but, like, I'm assuming they can get back in if they need to. The staff would let them in. They would have known, people that bought the whole floor. Right. But I just kind of, like, nod and.
And then
I
I'll
guess.
leave. I'll leave most of my gold with you. Or if there's a
I
chest.
assume you have like a bed. Yeah, I assume there's like a
yeah.
bed that you're gonna be at, and they have like a chest thing there that you can store
Right.
it in.
Yes, a room chest.
So I will leave most of my gold in there. I will bring 2 gold with me and my silver and coin or copper. But inside riches. And I will tuck my money pouch inside my waistband so it's not hanging off my belt. It will actually be inside my. And then I'm just going to go out and walk around, and you don't have to I've read, but I'll go to the bazaars and go check out the Colosseum and the Dome of Gold and just be a tourist and sightseer.
Sounds good. Let's see. We still have that map, right? Did we get a map? We did.
Yeah, I bought a map.
But did you?
Did you take-
I'm assuming that your character is new here, so he probably took the map with him.
Right. Yeah, I would have
Did
wanted
the
to
map-
bring the map.
Did
I'm
the
sorry.
map did the map have any like explanations of places or
It did, and this is one of the things I meant to do today that I ended up taking that nap and not doing. Um, is there something you're specifically looking for, or I can list
well,
off the various things?
I was just thinking that um while the map would have been available for her to read, she might have like looked at it to see if there was any place where she could expand her knowledge and maybe get some more, those points and also just other interesting things along that line. Like,
Let me scan my document right quickly. There didn't seem to be any listed library of the town. There are. You might be able to find a book merchant in the bazaar. If you wanted to wander around the market ward, which you are currently in, actually. The whole market ward is pretty much this southern part of the city.
I might take a little wander around as long as it's not too far away. I'm thinking it's like if I could get back within 10 or 15 minutes if I needed to. Most. Yeah, I wouldn't wander too far away. It would be interesting to find something that I could read during the night until I need to meditate.
Yeah, you find a small shop with a book emblem on the outside and a colorful sign that says Balgeras's Books. You enter, a small bell is dinged as you go through the door. There are a few rows of books around, and a man sitting behind the counter, currently reading and smoking a pipe. Ah, good day, miss. Is there anything I could help you with?
Into a small, like just not a anywhere near a full bow, not even like a half bow, just kind of like almost a nod bow, and ask if they have any um any books on crafting or enchantment arts that might be of an interesting read for someone that is practiced in like how much would you say like cause I'm trying to think like how much because like she grew up with
You're technically, and I know you've grown up with this, but you're actually an apprentice artisan, which sounds weird,
okay, so I would say that then.
but yeah, it is. Oh, don't get many enchanters in. The crafting section is mostly for boat builders and shipwrights. Let me look out back. I might have something. and he goes back through a curtain, and 5 or 6 minutes later, he comes out with this rather thick red book. He's like, I think I found just the thing. It is a tree. I can't remember. I can't remember how to say the word. Treiste. Trist. Treatise. Ah, yes. And he actually. This is him talking. A treatise on the enchanting symbols. It is a leather-bound volume with several hundred designs for those of the enchanted persuasion. It is a rather old and rare tome, though. I'm afraid I couldn't let it go for less than 10 gold.
I tell him that I'm staying at I can't remember the name of the place. And that
Kayla's House of Repose.
Yes.
I mean
Kaya's.
Kaya's.
Yes, we're preparing for I kind of be purposely vague, just kinda like preparing for a I don't know, what would be a word that you would use?
Expedition?
Like, kind of more yes. And I just was wanting some reading material for the night. How much would you perhaps take a fee to allow me to read it for the night, and I can either return it, or I can have the staff of the place perhaps.
Yeah.
Hold on to it for
when you tell him you're planning on going into the jungle, he like coughs with a start. He's like, you must be quite the warrior, young miss. It's very dangerous in the jungle. Very few come back these days.
I think she would make sort of a smuggish kind of half smile, but also like kind of acknowledge. I don't know. Like I'm trying to think of how to describe. I don't know if you get like just kind of like like she enjoyed the compliment, but also is kind of like just like she enjoys the because there's like a certain sort of, I guess, like, respect that he would be having if he's saying the sort of things like, "You must be quite," or you know what I mean, right? It's just like kind of sort of
basically at the end of this exchange, he says if you promise to bring it back in the morning, he will not charge you.
Okay.
You seem like a well-born type.
That sounds nice. I do feel like I'm honestly, I'm a little questioning of like of his complete trust with this possibly expensive tome. Is there like that what do you call it? That skill to like kind of see what you think of someone's, just just what would I think about this person offering it completely?
He looks like the kind of person who enjoys books and reading and enjoys people that enjoy those things.
I guess
he is a rather stout halfling man, but since you're short, well, he's about 2/3 your height. You think he just is the type of person that can read somebody as though he's reading a book, and he's decided that you can be trusted.
I
Mostly
tell him
because
that
you don't look like a local.
Well, I appreciate the offer very much, and I ask, are you sure that you are comfortable, like completely? I can leave I can leave a gold piece or two as collateral if you prefer, but I do promise to either return it or you can pick it up from the staff of the place if circumstances do not allow me to return it myself. Or maybe I could have one of the staff. Like, how'd that work? Could I have one of the staff bring it back? Would he trust that too? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, the staff will probably bring it back if you ask them to.
Okay, well, I just, however, would be the best way to relay all that to him. Like, whatever he is most comfortable with. Like, if he doesn't want collateral at all, I won't give him collateral, but I'll feel bad about it. But, I would definitely bring it back, of course. Or give it to make sure that the staff know. I feel like I'm dragging this out too much, I'm sorry.
It's fine. But yeah, he does not want collateral from you. You think he is generally concerned about your health, and that, like, this is like giving some, like, this is basically your last meal to him, because nobody comes back from the jungle as far as he's concerned.
That actually kind of piques my curiosity a little bit. I would inquire perhaps what knowledge that he has about the jungle that makes him feel this way.
It's the dead mists. They've risen. Whole army of them out there, wandering, lurking, killing.
I inquire upon him. You wouldn't happen to know, or like maybe have other breeding materials that might help in fighting such things? Or tips or something? I don't know. How would I say that? I can't think.
He looks thoughtfully for a second. He's like, I think I remember reading that somewhere. I say, would it be possible for me to call on you later this afternoon? I have to look through my archives to see if I can find anything.
Absolutely. And I'm assuming that when I
Yeah, you're like
I
Penthouse
didn't say
Suite,
that.
Kaya's House of Repose.
Yeah, and Alpha Rotia Rain. Yeah.
Is there anything else I could help you with, miss?
I think that's everything. I'm going to go and study up on this until you call upon me. And then I guess I'd give a little bow again and leave if nothing else happens.
Yeah. You will leave without incident.
I also make sure that I conceal the book in my bag before I go, like that it is secure and that I will not lose it. I make super sure, like,
Yeah, the
paranoid,
street
super
urchins
sure.
like, of all of the people in the group, they give you the most room. It's weird. It's like, it's almost like walking through a bunch of tall grass. Like, it just parts.
She
Okay.
actually enjoy that, and she might walk a little bit more smugly just because of that.
Okay, Eldon, what are you up to currently?
Um, Wandering the city, I particularly enjoy parts of the city outside the wall. And when I get down by the dinosaur pens, I am like a little kid on a candy high.
Oh yeah, there are all kinds of dinosaurs here. Even quite a few that are too big to bring into the city. Um,
I am just, uh, but eventually I will start talking to some of the people about the jungle.
yeah, when you mention the jungle, people's mood seems to get a lot darker. Uh,
And I will, well, you may not know, but I'm not around from around here, and I'm here to go on a quest to defeat the great evil inside the jungle. What's the people that have lived here? You guys have lived here. What's the dangers in the jungle? What should I be preparing myself for?
yeah, this kind of gruff old man with an eye patch and a long white beard is like, "Ha, jungle, you'll never come back. If it ain't the frogmen that get you, or the dead men, or the witch men, it'll be the lack of water. Ain't no clean water for 100 miles."
Frogman, dead men, witchmen, lack of water. But it rain. It's so muggy. It rains, right?
Aye, the water collectors in the city are good enough, but wouldn't be drinking none of that jungle water. There's a sickness in the air. In the very trees, I tell you. In the very trees.
Well, I can tell you, sir, it is my destiny to destroy this evil, and maybe when I destroy this evil, the sickness will leave. This evil that can corrupt.
Dead and awake, and he mutters as he walks away. And I need a perception check.
Perception.
There is a couple tabaxi minstrels that you've seemingly seen everywhere you've gone in the city so far. And they seem to be paying very close attention to you.
Um, Once that comes to my attention, holy cow, cat folk.
Yeah, you've actually seen quite a few of them here in the city. Mostly they seem to be street bards and musicians. Um, yeah.
The two that are following me, do they look to be musicians as well?
One has a long necked lute, and the other one has a set of bongos, basically. Um, they're playing them, uh, but they're so far out of the city. It's only poor people here. No one's giving them any money. Like there's no market for this, and you do catch them every once in a while, like looking at you, passing whispers.
Um, I will fish out a copper and head towards them as if I am going to. Well, I will. I will walk up and flip it into whatever.
Yeah, there's a open loot case on the ground. You flip the coin in. It's the only. It's the only one in there. Ah, thank you, gracious master. Is there anything we can play for you?
You can tell me what I have done to draw your attention.
Why, you've given us money, master.
Well, yes, but I've walked all over this wonderful city. And you seem to have followed me. And I can't believe you thought spending a day chasing little old me would result in you earning any sort of wealth.
He looks at you for a second, and then he rapidly swings his lute at your head.
Agents of evil, vile, vile beings.
I'm assuming a 21 hits your armor
That's
class.
gonna hit, yes.
For 5 points of damage as this loot just cracks over your head. And that was a surprise round, and we will now go into initiative.
Okay.
Oh wow. Apparently they overswung. So yes, you currently have the broken remnants of a long-necked lute over your face. Well, not like it's not obstructing your view, like it's been broken over you. You're in between the strings and the neck now.
I will draw my rapier, autocollant. Oh, let me get this. Autocollant crapu. And level it at the one who swung at me.
Is that Dagger of the Toad?
No, that's just my plain rapier.
Oh, I'm just translating it. Oh, something of Toad, right?
Toad sticker.
Nice. I like it. You gain inspiration.
Well, thank you. And then the daggers are step and move. So I will level my rapier. Agents of evil, who sent you? Who knows I am here? Who do you work for? And then I don't actually attack until they speak. I will wait and see if they.
What languages do you know?
I know Common, Deep Speech, Gnomish, and Sylvan.
Deep speech, that's interesting. It's close to what they're about to speak in, but you have no idea what they say. They disengage and immediately start to run away. Even though they have you outnumbered.
Yeah, and I'm not going to chase them being alone.
Yep. They disappear quite quickly into the hustle and bustle of the city.
And I will take that as my cue to head back to the inn and meet up with the rest of the group.
Yeah. As you pass the Thundering Lizard, the raptor that Aron fed that lizard on a stick to is dead.
Wow.
Like, its face is just completely swollen. Like, half of the skin on its arm is falling off and black.
I stick my head in and see if I see Aran in there.
Give me a perception check. Aron is not currently in here. There seems to be a strange man in a black mask, where, like, kind of where a bard would normally be, and he's saying something in another language you can't quite understand. It's actually he's saying stuff in a language that sounds similar to what the Tabaxi had shouted in, but it's you can't really compare him. I mean, then you've only had one word, and then this strange guy. All the people in the bar seem to be listening to him intently. He's making guttural sounds and thrusting daggers in the air every few. Oh, well, it depends on how long you listen, but no.
If it looks like he's giving a performance,
Yeah, it looks like a performance of sorts.
okay, then I'll just, if I do not see, what's his name again, Elron,
Yeah.
then I
Aaron.
will,
Aaron.
yeah, Aaron. I will just head to our inn and
Yeah, you make your way back to the penthouse suite of Kaya's repose.
okay, and I will then.
Ralita is currently sitting at the small cafe table by the window reading a large red book.
I was attacked in the city, in the two of the cat people, and they attacked me and they said something in a language I don't understand, but I think it was they were warning me off, telling me to. I don't know it, but they targeted me. They followed me. I think somebody wants to stop us.
While he's saying all this, Rotia looks at him in a manner not unlike Spock might have looked at Kirk several times, listening. And then after he finishes speaking, because it sounds like he didn't really say exactly what happened. Like he just kind of seemed to be in a.
Yeah, he like busts in the doors like, cat people, targeting me. Don't think. Ah! Possibly.
Exactly.
I
Feel like that's Eldon.
Yeah.
I tell him, calm down, have a drink, and explain exactly what occurred.
And so I will do it, take some deep breaths, drink a small cup of wine, and explain how these two minstrels had followed me a lot, for most of the day. And when I approached them and asked them why they were following me, and they struck me over the head with their lute and cursed at me in some unknown language and ran off.
I ask him if there was any sort of physical features that might be telling of their like basically you could tell like maybe notice them if they were around again, or if we didn't notice anything like that, or
I'll know him if I see him. I tell you what, I'll know him. Evil, stink of evil on them. And that makes me, oh, yeah. And so I was talking to people, and this evil in the jungle, it's bad. And Walking
so
Dead and Frogmen, we need to be ready.
Toad, like I don't know if this is possible, but if it is, while I'm like asking him what they look like and stuff, I wanted to see if I could get Chance to kind of like snoop in and see if we could get a sense for what they look like, if that's possible. I don't know if that's a thing or if it's just vocal communication or how that works.
Chance can only go so far. Effectively, he can't move more than 120 feet from your location.
No, I mean like in his head, like the connection.
Oh, you mean
like read, just like read an image, like while he's thinking of those minstrels, like get an image of it, and so if to see them, we'd be able to recognize them as well.
Chance can confirm he's telling the truth, but Chance doesn't know. He's never been. Well, actually, I don't know. Chance has never been here. But he's heard it's very, very humid.
Well, I mean, like, I guess what I was trying to think is like if while he's describing or like while he's thinking about those minstrels, if like Chance could get a sense of from his thoughts what he thought they looked like, so that they could, if they were spotted again, like that, like if they were around again, that Chance might be able to know that they were around.
Well, besides you, Chance can only really talk at people.
Like, you can't eavesdrop. Okay.
Yeah. I like it might be possible technically to have a party line, but you would have to establish that first.
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't know like what's possible. Also, that thing you were mentioning about movement, that sounds interesting. I'm not right now, but like.
Yeah, we'll talk more. I actually need to make that
Yeah.
a token. And
Okay. Alright, so I guess there's not.
no one knows what we're talking about right now.
Yeah. So I guess he never really it sounded like he never really described what they looked like. He just said he would know if he saw him again.
Yeah.
Well, aside from cat people, did either of them I probably would only have noticed like if they had some really
one was one was basically a calico and one was a tabby.
I guess it's like it's not things that you could really articulate, just something that's like if you saw it again you would know, but not really. Okay. Right, so I just kind of take note, and I want to ask you a question actually. Is there something that like I don't know if this is possible, but like is it possible with the enchanting that I know that I could like do something to like say a copper coin such that I would know if I was near the same coin again? Or that Chance would know if I was near the same coin again?
Unfortunately, that is not something you can currently do with enchanting. I have written down what you can do with enchanting right now, and it's very basic, I will admit. Because even though you are part of the Artisan Guild of Enchanting, you're still an apprentice, which means that you're probably not going to blow yourself up. But right
Okay, so
now, basically,
there's
your
no way.
enchantments are limited to adding a damage bonus to weapons.
Oh no, so
Unfortunately.
I can't do any of that, like, that stuff, like, what was me about, like, being able to make things do, like, make a pen write on a paper, or, things like that, like,
You've seen master artisans do it. You're not quite at that level. Keep with it. Keep reading books. Keep enchanting stuff, and I promise you, it will come to that.
Okay, so there's not anything that I could do to be able to, like, recognize the same coin again if I was near it.
Well, you have a massive book of enchanting symbols. Let's see. Why don't you give me an investigation check? And I'll say because you have the book, you have advantage. Nice. You'd find a rune called the Rune of Pairing. And it basically it lets you magically be able, like, you can pair two items, two small items, and while holding one of the pairs, you can see where the other one is.
Excellent. So now that's the plan.
Suddenly, there is a loud banging knock on the door. And that is where we'll end the session for this week.
Okay.
All right. Very good.
Yes, thank you for playing. I'm sorry we had so many technical problems. Hopefully we can iron those out next week.
Yeah, I should be the one apologizing. I haven't had connectivity